How's it going, YouTube? Welcome to the Cosmic Ray channel. I am your host, Cosmic Ray. To all the cosmic surfers out there, thank you very much for your support. I greatly appreciate and value you in this collective conscious of life and reality. I don't know about you guys, but I've been getting a lot of synchronicities lately. And not just the number synchronicities, which, you heard me talk about, with I always talk about with time, because that's the easiest ones for me. I have been seeing some numbers for synchronicities, like on license plates and stuff, nothing too big. But I've been seeing a lot of other things too, like a lot of messages, a lot of hidden, subtle messages of life, just things that are going on with my reality, they're hitting, is kind of like pointing out like, Ray, pay attention, pay attention, pay attention, pay attention, pay attention, right? Yep. Just like that, pay attention. So on my last video, I talked about something about Back to the Future and about time, and whew, sorry, I'm just I feel great. Like, hold on, woo! Sorry, I just feel good right now. It's like 2 o'clock, 2:30 in the morning, and of course, my neighbors probably just heard that. I've been getting a lot of these Back to the Future synchronicities. I don't know about you guys. I mean, it's a lot about time. Oh gosh, time. I love and hate you, time. You're full of shit. At the same time, I understand why you're here, what the existence is for you. At the other time, I am like, I have no concept of you. I have no more time for you anymore. I don't know about you guys and gals and all you cosmic surfers out there who I've been getting this Back to the Future synchronicities. What is going on, and it's like this constant reminder, about time travel, about time and space, about time just not, it's just a concept, and it's just what I call bullshit. I know that we always see as a collective, incorporate time in our daily routines, of course. When you wake up at a certain time, you go to work at a certain time, if you have kids go to school at a certain time, sometimes we eat at a certain time, and I'm saying that at times we do this, times, right? And I don't even know what I'm headed to this in this conversation, to be honest. It's just one of those things where I've been getting this a lot. And I do know for my own purposes of why I'm getting these specific ones. And of course, as I've always shared, with you guys about how, I wanted to share my spirituality, spiritual awakening story, with everyone, but of course it has to do with someone else as well. It's like a two-part story that's shared. And I feel like I couldn't do the story justice without having the other person, without the other person being shared in the story, right? And I love them to dear, and unfortunately right now they can't speak upon their story. And even though I know I've been guided at times to kind of share my part of the story, I don't know if it's like just the ego part, or maybe I just feel like, maybe because the way I am as an empath, I got too much love for this other person, this other being, this other spiritual brother, if you will. And I don't want to, I just feel like it, maybe not right now, and my apologies. However, right. And so let's just say, like, with Back to the Future, it does mean a lot to me. It's a lot of good synchronicities of life, a lot of synchronicities of just kind of knowing that what I'm doing is right. Not saying that this is like my sign for every little thing or anything like that. It's just, like, example, today I was dealing with a guest, if you will, or a customer, however you like to call it, at this particular location that I am reliving my 3D matrix of life. But it's okay, I know why I'm doing it. So they had mentioned something about a particular movie, and it wasn't like we were getting there. We weren't talking about any concepts of times or anything that would just remotely. And this person just randomly said, "Oh yeah, and I remember when I got this movie, Back to the Future, this and this happened." And I'm like, "You said," I said it with, look, you guys can tell, I'm somewhat of a nice person, but when they said Back to the Future, I was like looking something, and like I looked up and I was like, "Did you just seriously say Back to the Future?" And they're like, "What? Like, what's wrong? Like, what's wrong with Back to the Future?" Never mind. I'm like, nothing. There's nothing with Back to the Future. It's just, it was one of those, like, it couldn't just, there's things in life where, these are signs, And it was one of those things I just, obviously I didn't want to control, but it was one of those things where it was just like, wow, of all things you said, Back to the Future. Okay, all right, that was definitely my face. That was like, sign number 5, for that day. But it was just one of those things where I'm like, okay, Back to the Future. All right, this is where I'm going with it. So I don't know about you guys. Collective consciousness. We, in a sense, if you're kind of somewhat new, you get like this. Everything comes from source energy. Source energy kind of gets, goes from there to like what I like to call the higher self, or maybe different versions of you for your higher self. That it goes from the higher self to other different versions of a reality of time, I guess, or different alternate dimensions, of you, or different parallel universes, or whatever people want to call it. And I've been getting this a lot, with time, with everything, starting to notice about time, and this whole synchronicities for me for about Back to the Future and whatnot. It is just, I just have a feeling that it's not just me. Like, I have a feeling there's other cosmic surfers. There's others that are out there that are getting this Back to the Future synchronicity. I noticed, on a couple, like, I was like some movies. I think it was even like Avengers or something. I think they even mentioned it, or I think Thor had a Back to the Future shirt or something. I know they were talking about like Back to the Future. Of course, obviously it has to do with, the time and going back in time. So obviously, I understand that part. But it was just kind of funny how, people say, where it's like, in the movie, of course, they were saying in that particular film, like, oh, like quoting Back to the Future, like, oh, wait a minute, it's not like Back to the Future. Wait a minute, it's not like this. And it's funny because in this collective consciousness, obviously we don't, at the present time, have a physical vehicle that we can take our ego selves into and travel physically into like a different time. I don't want to split hairs or go in, argue semantics about like time travel, or like, us being spiritual beings traveling through time and different realities. Okay, that's one thing. Okay, I'm talking about what, yes. Yeah, I'm talking like what you were in the concept of, like Back to the Future, like hop in a car, travel back in time, hop in, the old school time machine to go ooh, back in time kind of thing. Since we don't have that, in a sense, having this whole like time thing, of course, what they were saying in the movie is like, oh, well, it's not like this because, we don't have something that's like that, for a time travel thing. So we just create, as in like, what movie gave us that? What other thing that we had that's close that we think of that's the reality? That's how it's supposed to be. But of course, that's what reality is. It's like, we have these movies because we only could create what we can out of it. From, and I'm sure you guys heard me before, and I talk about dreams and about synchronicities and about how sometimes dreams are not just your dreams. It's not just you who created it. It's like either your higher self, or sometimes entities, other things speak to you, and you're just receptive in these dreams. Yes, and you think these are your dreams, but they're not necessarily yours. Of course, you're the one who's going to come out. Yep, come out and be creative with it. You're going to be the one to speak upon it. You're going to be the one, because that's where that download came to you first, to see what would happen, right? To see what you would do with it. Yes, right, yes. And so then from there, you kind of just go with it. Sorry, woo! Sorry. Yes. So you just go with it, right? You just go with it, with that, thing. So anyways, so that's where we get those ideas from. We get them from like in these movies, and we're like, oh, okay, this is how it's supposed to be. This is how la-di-da. But in our reality, that's not how that time travel works. That's not how things work right now. And I just will say that this is just one of those moments. I see it's kind of flickering. This is one of those moments of life where this whole time travel and everything just, man, I wish I could just tell you guys everything, that I know. But just for now, it just with time travel, it's not like that. That's not how that works, unfortunately. I'm not going to be the scientist that's going to like draw you a diagram, and tell you everything of what it is. But let's just say it's not how it's supposed to work, or at least that's not how it works right now. Unless you want to argue the whole spiritual concept of how we're dimensional beings, interdimensional beings, we are multi-dimensional beings, really, and we're infinite, immortal, spiritual, just just different facets of life, and jumping different realities of different moments in time, and just jumping here and there. It's like almost quantum leap-ish, kind of thing, where Oh, I said it. Anyways, it's one of those things where you just kind of just hop, you know, and you don't really necessarily understand and know, because you see this body, you see your ego self, but, you know, not necessarily just want to go in depth with that. But time travel, understand the concept of time. You know, I've been living a work space. You know, you have a work week that's like a Sunday through Saturday, not Saturday, you know, not the other way around, or Monday through Friday kind of thing. It's like a Sunday through Saturday. So like you could work like a 6 days straight, but technically through like HR purposes, it's, you know, it's not really 6 days straight, you know, it's only like maybe like 4 days or 5 days, right? And I've had multiple jobs that were like that, you know, where technically I'd be working almost, it would seem like in a 21-day period, I have maybe like 2 days off or something. You know, I would technically have like maybe a 2-day off time frame and somewhere in there. And it was just odd because I have something right now. I'm like working like 6 days, which is okay. Don't get me wrong. You know, I'm grateful for this, you know, type of, you know, job in a sense. Where I'm back to people and I can talk to the people and share experiences and love and do my best to raise their vibrations as well as my own, you know. And it was just one of those things where I'm just starting to understand even more about time and how I really have no concept of time. And I swear, if like in one reality, I would be like that Doctor Strange, you know, with the time stone. And I feel like I feel like I'm like the time master. You know, I've been feeling that for like the longest time than before. So I think it's just one of those things that we can control it. And I don't know if I should even go there. We can control the time. You know, I don't know if you guys what do you feel? What do you feel about time? You know, it's just a concept. Do you feel? I mean, obviously we understand there's watches. We understand there's, you know, clock. You know, I get that. I'm not saying like, what is this time? What? Like, I know what time is, okay? And it's just, time's been going really fast. It's got to be going fast for you guys too. Like, it's not, I'm not talking about like, oh, the years go by, or, oh, time flies when you're by, we're having fun, and time, I'm not talking about all that crap, okay? I'm talking about time. It is speeding up. I am not the only one that notices these things. Like, time is like really speeding up. And I know it's something that has to do with Hyokas and other, sometimes even indigo children, where, or even I guess you want to call them rainbow children too, those two, anyone that's like indigo children and afterwards, you know, or even Hyokas mainly, where you get like where you look a lot younger than what you're supposed to be. Of course, obviously there's genetics, but there's just other things too. Sorry, I know I'm getting sidetracked here. But I'm just saying it has to do with time, because the age, you know, aging, time, that's not really what I'm trying to get at. There's times where like I'll like card people, and because I have to put their digits into the machines and stuff, and it'd be one of those things where I look at someone and I'm like, dude, no way. Like, you're younger than me. Like, you can't be younger than me. No way. Like, you know, and it's just odd. You know, I started noticing those things too about aging and whatnot. Like it's slowing down for us for whatever reason. I mean, I have my own like feelings of why it's doing that for me. However, I won't get into that. But what I will say is, you know, please let me know. Please let me know, is what's time happening for you? Is time speeding up for you? Are you getting these? You know, is it one of those moments where like you see my video and you're like, what the is going on? He's talking about, you know, Back to the Future, and I was having these Back to the Future moments, or I just saw Back to the Future recently, or something just happened. Don't get me wrong, I'm sure most of us have seen Back to the Future. I'm not talking about like, oh, have you seen that movie? It was a great movie. I'm just talking about a lot of other things about it. Like, you're getting this a lot, like just in your daily life somehow. You know, it's like been popping up. Someone's referencing music from Back to the Future, referencing like certain lines from Back to the Future, just anything, right? And then how do you feel about time? You know, let me know if time's speeding up. I mean, what are you feeling, what your thoughts are on time? I'm trying to keep these videos short. I know this video and my last video were kind of short. I'm just trying to test the waters out without going any more in depth, just trying to just throw this idea out and just see what, you know, intrigues you, and we'll see what else, you know, goes through. So you know, to all the cosmic surfers, to all that is out there, and love and light, to even the spirit guides that we have, to the inner and outer dimensional beings, to the elements, to the elementals that are out there. Thank you. Thank you all. Thank you so much. Thank you for the feelings that we get. Thank you just letting us be a part of this creation. You know, just thank you for that moment. Thank you for life. Thank you for letting me be a part of your life. Thank you for being a part of mine. So thank you all in this collective. You are all beautiful, no matter what you look like, no matter what you are, what you claim, what you don't claim, what your preference, non-preference is. Just thank you for being you. Thank you for shining. Thank you for being bright. Thank you for all that you do. And love and light. Good night, Cosmic Surfers. Sweet dreams.